Joining me today in studio, we have Mr. Brian Booslow from ABC's Insurance Group. What's the benefit of having an agency like you have versus being captive to, the bigger insurance companies like the Allstates, the State Farms, and so forth? What's the benefit?
Depends on who you ask. If you're asking me today, I would say because we don't have to take a square peg and put you in a round hole.
Right.
We can ask the appropriate questions and say, determine what's right for you and your family.
Right.
As far as your insurance needs. We don't, some companies specialize in renter's insurance.
Okay.
Some companies are very high on teenage drivers. So now we can just kind of ask all of the appropriate questions and more or less, formulate it and say, okay, what are your hot buttons, or what are you trying to do here, Mike? Save money, and you don't care about the size of the carrier, the strength of the carrier.
Right.
Or, hey, you know what? I don't care what the price is. I want the strongest carrier out there.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of great things, and I can't talk down about an Allstate or a State Farm.
Correct.
They pay out the most amount of claims back in Hurricane Katrina.
Let's talk about a client comes to you, first-time home buyer.
Okay.
What are you telling them?
There are so many things, and I always tell a real estate agent, because they're usually the first ones with a client.
Right.
Have them call our office. There's so many discounts that a person or a couple can take advantage of.
Such as?
If they have a renter's policy before they're going out buying a home.
Okay.
A lot of carriers will offer up to 20% just on prior insurance, and that's not only on the auto. So if they have prior insurance on a home, or a renter's policy for 6 to 12 months, they can get a 20% discount or up to a 20% discount on their homeowner policy that they're about to buy.
Okay.
Home and auto. And this probably, we deal with this at least twice a week. There's so many different rules as far as if you have that boyfriend, girlfriend, or that couple that are cohabitating.
Right.
They can be on the same policy, on the auto policy, and get that multi-vehicle discount or same household discount. There are so many times where they don't realize that, and you got the male in the house having State Farm, the woman having Farmers or Travelers.
Yeah, you don't know what's this, that, everywhere.
Yeah, you combine them and you automatically save $115 on your auto policy. That's a lot. That's over $1,200 a year.
Right.
So these are things that we're talking to them about and just asking all the appropriate questions.
How does the insurance company look at a single policy these days? Because I know, or I hear all the time from dealing with you and other carriers, they just don't want a standalone homeowner's insurance, they'll do a standalone autos, but explain that a little bit so when the first-time home buyer comes to you or any other agent, they understand why that whole bundling process is important.
That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Not only the carrier doesn't want that standalone home.
Right.
They're wanting the auto. So many companies just want the auto, and especially within the state of Tennessee.
Why is that, though?
The loss ratios were tremendous with all of the different tornado activity that we had 3 years ago, hailstorms. It seems as though everyone has replaced their roof in the last 3 years.
That's true. You saw roofer contractors everywhere.
That's it. So the carriers wised up a little bit, and maybe not even wised up. They ran the numbers, and they're giving such high discounts when you combine your auto and your home insurance.
Okay.
And a lot of times, even on the auto insurance, if I say, hey, Mike, let me look at your auto insurance, I don't want the home, I'll automatically give you a home buyer discount or a homeowner discount.
Gotcha.
You have your home insurance somewhere else, just show me documentation. I'll give you that multi-policy discount on the auto, not to have the home. Well, and I tell this to everyone. If you're with the same company, it's great. You build a tenure, and not everyone should move. If you've been with a Travelers or an Erie Insurance for 20, 30 years,
right.
Look at the prices, look at the coverage, sit down, talk to your agent, and then have them quote, if they have the ability, other carriers
Right.
and match coverage to coverage and deductible to deductible. Make sure you got apple to apple comparisons. If it makes sense to move and that agent doesn't want to move you, hopefully they have a very good reason. You might have accident forgiveness built into the policy, and you have
Makes
two
sense.
young drivers getting ready to get their license
Right.
within the next 2 years. So there always has to be a reason. If there's not, move it. Now, I'm not saying move it for a savings of $10 a month.
No, it's not worth it.
I don't think it is worth
No.
it. But if you can save $1,000 or $1,500, move it. And if you have some great loyalty to that State Farm or Erie Insurance, you can always come back to that company outside of not having, a train wreck driving record once you leave.